There was one thing that completely changed my classroom culture. And it was not a program or a new curriculum. The shift was intentional culture building through consistency and student empowerment. Culture is built daily, not occasionally. It's created through those ordinary moments that happen on a regular basis. For me and my class, every single day, we start off with a greeting. They come in, they say good morning, or if I come in, I say good morning. Whoever enters the door speaks. Students need ownership, not micromanagement. Not unlike us. We don't like to be micromanaged. Why would the kids want to be micromanaged? The more ownership they have in the classroom, the more they feel compelled to take ownership in the classroom. My students took on ownership by coming up with our class mission statement, as well as identifying how we could lead out our classroom norms, and they have job roles that they decided to apply for to help make sure that our class runs smoothly. And because of them, our classroom really and truly runs smoothly. They take on the ownership of our space. They make it their own. And I greatly appreciate that as a teacher. It's very, very helpful. And it takes things off of my plate because, as you know, we have so much to do. And so my students are taking ownership and they are doing the things to help our classroom run smoothly. Chef kiss. Language shapes culture in my classroom. The way we speak to each other matters. So I teach my kids that we don't say things like shut up. We say be quiet, close your mouth, stop talking, things like that, but we don't say shut up. We watch the words that we say. We don't call each other names. We treat each other with kindness and respect. And this is something that I preach to my kids consistently. Because one, they are children, so they may forget. They may have things at home that are happening that they think that they can bring to the classroom that may not be as appropriate. And so I have to remind them of what our culture at school is. And so we focus on speaking kind words to each other and being respectful in our language with each other, as well as our hands. We don't put our hands on each other. We don't hit and all those things. So we focus on showing respect all around. And finally, relationships anchor classroom culture. Kids like to be seen, and when they are seen, they feel appreciated and loved. I ensure that I show my students that I see them. I acknowledge them when they're doing something amazing. I acknowledge them on their birthdays. And the class, we all acknowledge them on their birthdays. We have them stand up, sing happy birthday to them. I give them a birthday treat, which, I mean, that's not a requirement, but it makes them feel important. And I always want my students to feel important. I always want them to feel seen and a part of our community and culture. And the more our students feel seen, the more their behavior changes. They want to be recognized for doing great things. Well, they want to be recognized in general. So if they're doing great things and we recognize them for great things, then they're going to show up and continue to do those great things. But if we spend our time recognizing them for the not so great things, then of course they're going to do the not so great things. So I totally recommend that you recognize your students for the positive things, the kind things, the things that are building the classroom culture in the direction that you would want it to go. And you'll see more and more of that. So if your classroom culture feels off, it does not mean you're failing. It just means you need a little intentional shift, just a little one. You know, bring in some accountability for your students, bring in some empowerment, some love, some respect. Teach them those expectations and let them take control. Relinquish your control, let them grab hold of the reins. If this helped you, share it with another teacher or someone that can benefit from this. Apply it to your classroom. What are some things that you utilize in your classroom to help build culture? Let me know in the comments. Let me know below. Share with our community. Thank you so much for tuning in. I greatly appreciate you watching. Like, share, comment, and I'll see you next week for the next video. Bye-bye.